Well, howdy again, folks. Mr. Bleeker, and this is the last pixel repair tool tutorial, say that 5 times fast, that we'll be doing for this particular chapter. So, they say that the fountain of youth is feeling young and getting lots of exercise, and if that doesn't work, we'll add Photoshop. So guess what we're going to do? Probably add Photoshop. So in a previous lesson, we had been looking at some tools. We were looking at our clone stamp tool there, which has a lot of abilities, right? Shortcut S. You look at certain things that you have choices of. You've got this spot healing brush, and there's sub choices there, right? The healing brush, the patch tool, the red eye. There's no red eye to deal with here, so we're good. Shortcut to the topmost tool, right, is J. So let's see what we can do to sort of take a few years off this fine gentleman here. Kind of reminds me of one William Massich, College Heights Secondary School. Could be a relative? No? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be smart. And over here, see what I'm doing? I'm dragging this and creating a layer. So I will make the top layer much more youthful, and I'll leave the background layer underneath. So let's just get rid of the background layer. There's a variety of things I can do here. I'm sort of a fan of the clone stamping tool, right? And just do some work and sort of thinking about the grain of the skin, right? There's some things I don't really want to repair, but there's some things I can repair, and it's probably fine. This skin right here, remember that the light is shining from this direction. So now we have a light grain. I know that sounds funny. We have a light grain we have to worry about. So I'm going to target right about here. Let's see if I can't, with a steady hand, I'm going to do it in one stroke, kind of fix that a little bit. Now, I'll show you a way to cover your tracks because that wasn't perfect. I never said it was perfect. Remember, we're going to do some blending with this afterwards. So things like this, it's not really that much of it's not a blemish. It's just little things on our skin. Right? We can give those a quick zap. I'm not really interested in repairing that. I don't think I'd do that. You could use this tool like a brush to go like this, right? But it looks, it's not bad. It looks a little smudgy. Let's tighten the radius a little bit. I don't want it to take pixels from too far away. Okay, that's not bad. So looking pretty good, my friend. Looking pretty good. Not bad, not bad. Years are just piling off. And then there's challenging things. When you go to work inside the glasses, that presents another challenge. So if you go like this, if you try to repair these pixels, right? Remember, it's grabbing from nearby. So I have to follow the grain that is it's totally there. Let's just do a little bit of repair, a little bit of brushing, following the. There we go. Not bad. See, that one doesn't repair the way you think. So you think to yourself, well, that doesn't work. How about do the patch tool? And you can, it's just a little more manual, right? Just work up close. Let's zoom in a little bit. And I have to dismiss that. I could get away probably with a bit of this. It's not bad, Control D. Could have done better. Let's get like that. All right. It is very challenging. The way that the light is playing on our gentleman's face here to fix a lot of these pixels. And feel free to do a much better job than I have. I mean, this is pretty good, and I'm sort of freewheeling, spitballing this project, as they say. I don't like to move into pixelated repair areas, but it's not bad. Our friend is looking pretty good here. His laugh lines, well, that's challenging because I don't have a straight grain here. So even using something like the patch repair tool to fix, what do I move into? I know I'll put his teeth there. That looks weird. It's a little challenging, right? Especially with the lighting to make this work. And that's not going to do it. So you could, knowing what you know, try with a slightly larger radius to fix this a bit. It's definitely a challenge. It looks smudgy. Oh, that looked terrible. Sometimes you just do little brush strokes. Ooh, not like that. See if I can brush that evenly. That's a tough one. It really is. This, I actually think, I can patch. So the patch tool is only as good as the user is patient. And I don't want to give you a 20+ minute tutorial, so I'll try to be as patient and efficient as possible. Okay, so if we zoom out a little bit, it's looking a little plasticky there, Dr. Bleeker. So along comes the cheater tool of all cheater tools. So we come to this palette here, and you'll see that you've got a smudge tool, a sharpen tool. Grab the blur tool, also known as the I'm hiding my tracks tool. Yes, you heard it from me. Even teachers cheat. Nah, I'm kidding. By using the blur tool a little bit, I'm just softening the edges of my work. A little bit, trying to sort of hide, oops, one too many, sort of hide the fact that I was there. Okay, he's looking pretty good. There's more work you can do in here. The color patterns aren't necessarily regular. Let's give this fella a nice white smile. Okay, so what happens to us all? Coffee, tea, red wine, what have you, that the teeth, well, we don't have to use that. Let's do this. That the teeth get a little yellowed over time. It's just life. Oops. Let's go back one. So holding down Shift, I'm going to just add what I can. It's a little challenging. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to add to the selection by pressing Shift. And if anything looks bad, well, I'll just do what I can. Let's see if I can add to this manually. Let's just go. Some tricks. Little tricks. We have a lot of ovals in the way we're constructed. You can use overlapping ovals to do almost anything. It's one of my better cheats, I must admit, when it comes to Photoshop, because I'm just patient enough, a little bit of time, to hold down Shift and to do stuff like this. I know, crazy, right? Look at this, looking good, it's looking good. Get a little bit of that. So I'm trying to fix a smile. And if I get too close to something, right, I can hold down Option for takeaway. Right, I don't want his gums being affected. It's not bad. Let's see. Nice. Needs a little bit more on the tooth there. I like it, I like it. Okay. All right. Not bad. Just leave him like that. It's a good look for him. In this case, what you do is you want to remove the yellow. So you think about a color spectrum, like, oh, his teeth are yellow. Now, teeth aren't naturally pearly white. That's completely artificial because calcium, which the teeth are composed of, isn't a natural super white substance. But if you remove some of the more yellowy buildup, they'll look whiter, okay? So truck on over to Image Adjustments and go to Hue Saturation. And sure, it's Command U because everybody knows that. That's why I use the menus. I guess if I used Photoshop like a beast all the time, I'd have all this memorized. But yeah, Command U doesn't. I don't know. There's a U in Hue. Maybe that's how you remember it. Don't know. All right, I'm done complaining. Because I've got this selection highlighted. That's redundant. What I want to do is not affect all the colors in a way. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, let's give him crazy blue teeth. Or, you know, you look great with a Hulk smile. No, that's not what I'm after. What I'm after is getting rid of what the problem is. I'm after the yellows. Bang. So now I'm focusing in on just the yellows. And I want to remove how saturated with yellow his teeth are. So it's like I'm killing the color. I'll take it all the way down. And if you take a good, quick look at those teeth, yeah, that's fake. But remember, at the end, I'm going to blend two images. So I can afford to cheat a little bit and give him a cheesy, super white smile. Like, that's pretty white. So I'm actually going to leave it. That's more white than I usually do when I do this tutorial. And you know what I'll do? I'm be smart. You can go to history. And I'm going to create a snapshot called, I don't know, part 1. I'm so inventive. And that is finished. I've done some photo repair, right? We zoom out of it. I'll deselect. So look at this strapping gentleman, right? I probably removed about 10 years, maybe. I'm going to take credit for 10 years, right? Now, remember, over here, I've got the background. So if I turn on the background, you don't see it. You ready? This is going to be shocking. Before and after. After. Before. Before. After. Okay, I could never get bored of doing that. The layer on top. Let's bring this over. The layer on top is 100% opaque. You can't see through it unless I remove it. But nobody said it had to be 100% opaque. I could make it somewhat transparent. If I do that, you're looking right through the layer. It's completely transparent. So if I just bring this all the way up, he's fixed in this sense, but it looks cheesy. So I'm going to just watch the slider and I'm going to blend it somewhere in the 40s. Okay, so what have I done? I've done this. So even though it looks transparent, you can see through the pixels. We're still doing pixel repair. It's not masking, it's contributing to the image underneath. So it looks like this. Now, if you think that's not good enough, or heck, you know, make that repair a bit more opaque so he looks perfect, you can. But if you keep your eye down here, right, where my photoshopping wasn't so good, right, I want to, he's got to have laugh lines, but I don't want them to be that deep because I did quite the repair. So maybe in the 40s, you could get away, maybe upper 40s. I'm okay with that, right? So he's looking good. This guy's ready to go. Now, you could merge these two layers, right? You could highlight both of them, right click and say merge the layers, but then you've got nothing left to go back and work with. So that doesn't make sense. So I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. What I would do is just have fun with the export copy. So I would do save as and choose something good that you can publish, right? PNGs or JPEGs, what have you. And I would export that. So our fine gentleman is, well, fully youth restored. And I feel like my work here is done. So that's it. I'm totally out of here. Thanks for hanging around. We'll talk to you again next time. Ciao, folks.